This got raised.
Hi, folks. We're going to delay our start a little bit because we understand there are people still dribbling in. So enjoy the artwork, talk among yourselves, and we'll get started as soon as we get the okay from our parking people.
Good evening. Welcome to this opening reception for the Art for Democracy poster contest and exhibition. This is really exciting. We have some great art. My name is Lara Hoke, pronouns she, they, and I'm the minister serving the congregation that lives in this building, this beautiful building, First Church Unitarian in Littleton. In a minute, you'll hear about the other co-sponsors of this great contest. But I've been asked to say just a few words about art and democracy. But first, I wanted to thank our wonderful group of lay leaders who started last year this Reclaiming Our Democracy task force, and led especially by our own lay leaders, Lynn Courtney and Lynda Kaylor. And they have been just amazing with their visions and their energy, doing incredible work to help reclaim our democracy. And part of their brainchild was this very contest and exhibition. So thank you to Lynn and Lynda and the rest of the task force. Lynda will share in a little bit about our co-sponsors, so I won't say anything about them at this moment, but just a few thoughts on the importance of art in promoting democracy. Art, whether visual art, as we have here tonight, or whether music, or written word, or what have you, is a very important and somewhat unsung role in making the United States overall a successful democratic project for most of our 250-year history, flawed though it has been. And today, with democracy facing existential challenges that I don't think any of us imagined happening, the thought of art promoting democracy is more important than ever. So I came upon a few interesting notes about art and democracy. It turns out just this past October, there was an Art and Democracy conference led by the group Vision and Justice Now, held at Harvard University. And two of the leaders of the conference were Sherilyn Ifill, law professor at Howard University, and Sarah Lewis, professor of history and art and architecture and African American studies at Harvard. And they had some really interesting points. Sherilyn Ifill noted that new art will plant the seeds that will yield the harvest for a new and better United States of America. I think that's really true. Art can plant the seeds for a new and better country. Ifill said that art can be a critical voice for intervention that can name and show and point out injustice in ways that activists and lawyers cannot do as effectively. So thinking of music for a start, think of Billie Holiday's haunting song, Strange Fruit. Holiday was able to paint a picture of lynching that the civil rights activists and lawyers could never have done so vividly. Art allows for powerful and radical statements that rhetoric cannot handle as delicately. Art makes you feel something, not just think about it. And so Strange Fruit and other anti-lynching art, including many murals and other visual art, played a powerful role in anti-lynching activism, as an example that Ifill shared. She stressed that artists need to be part of the justice team. Art is an important part of the fight for justice, in part because artists are often out ahead of the curve in presenting visions of what could be. Art and the imagination behind artwork is a pillar of this work of justice. She says imagination and creativity is the stock and trade of artists, and we need the imagination and creativity of artists to help us get out of some of the mess that we're in today. Now, Professor Sarah Lewis noted that culture and art transforms us from observers to active agents. It gives us, especially the artists among us, an active and important role. The work of art can even reverse some of the propaganda that exists. Lewis reminded us that Frederick Douglass said that the image is a weapon in the political arena, whether that image is part of propaganda or whether that image is part of the art trying to counter harmful propaganda. Lewis also said that art can help move us out of trauma. She said that what moves us out of trauma is the transformation of the narrative. Art can foster empathy, highlighting perspectives from people from different backgrounds and situations than maybe the viewer might have. And then art helps us to feel the experience, the lived experience of somebody else, not just to read about it or hear about it. So quickly, 3 examples of modern visual art that did some great work for promoting justice and democracy. This is, of course, Keith Haring with a pretty stunning and memorable piece of art during the AIDS crisis, reminding us that silence equals death, and the hypocrisy, the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Art could bring out some of what was going on with the politicians ignoring the issue in that time. Another quick 2 examples. This is a famous series by Shepard Fairey that came out after the 2016 election, the We the People exhibit. And it points out, who are we the people? Who is America? And he highlighted marginalized groups, Muslims and African Americans, Latinas, all America. And again, art can just so quickly drive this home. And the third visual example I'll give you is brand new. This just went up in London from Banksy. And Banksy, of course, often takes things to a different level where it becomes almost a fine art in that you really have to do your own interpreting. Here we see the flag of whatever this politician or person is walking under is literally covering his own face. So a pretty powerful image for us to interpret. So some good aspirational art for democracy. We have some great stuff tonight, though, among the people who submitted. But maybe the most important thing that art helps us with is to dream up and experience a whole new future, better than anything our politicians might be thinking about in real time. Art helps us envision a new world. With the gift of art, we are, as they say, unstoppable, and another world is possible. Or as Indian author Arundhati Roy puts it, another world is not only possible, she is on her way. On a quiet day, I can hear her breathing. So tonight, let us together use this time to take a breath, open our minds, and appreciate this art for democracy, listening and looking together for the new, better world that is on her way. Thank you so much for being here.
I'm going to quickly mention our sponsors. First of all, Reclaiming Our Democracy group here. We are a task force at First Church Unitarian. We are the sponsors, and we spearheaded this, but we had a lot of help. Our co-sponsor is the League of Women Voters of Westford, and they were so encouraging early on that it made us realize that we could actually do this. We also had generous support from the Littleton Cultural Council and the Westford Cultural Council. But the biggest thank you goes to you, the artists. We could not have done this without you. So give yourselves a big applause.
Good evening. I'm Lynn Courtney, and with Lynda, I co-chair the Reclaiming Our Democracy Task Force at this church. And I want to say a little something about the process, but before I do that, I too want to thank all of the artists for your wonderful work, and I want to just say a word about the importance of art in the times we find ourselves in. What I'm going to do is quote from a now virally famous address that was given by the dean in the music school, I think at Boston University. And in it, he was talking to the parents, and he was telling them why it was so important for their children to become musicians, to be musicians. And he said, given what we have learned about life in the Nazi camps, why would anyone in his right mind waste time on playing music? There was barely energy on a good day to find food and water, to avoid a beating, to stay warm, to escape torture. And yet, even from the concentration camps, we have poetry, we have music, we have visual art. Why? Well, in a place where people are focused on survival, the obvious conclusion is art must be somehow essential for life. And I think we all know that it is, and it's essential in this time that we find ourselves in. So thank you all. I just want to say a little bit about the process by which we came to the winners of the competition. Although all the art in it is wonderful, we were actually able to accept all the art that was submitted, and we're happy about that. It was a juried process. We had 4 wonderful people acting as jurors. There was Nick Capasso, who is the director of the Fitchburg Art Museum. There was David Hayward, who is here tonight. Raise your hand, David. And David is a local artist and also one of the movers and shakers of Littleton Indivisible. There was John Dyson, who is not with us tonight, who, and I should have said Nick cannot be with us either. He is the house manager at the Merrimack Repertory Theater in Lowell. And finally, our own Neela Miller, who is an artist and musician. I say our own because she's a member of this church. She's an artist and musician among many other talents. And one of the things she does is lead a monthly, art workshop for folks here that's been going on for some years now, and adapted into as she had to during COVID. So we're very grateful for all of you for being the jurors for the competition. We asked the jurors to rate all of the art along on a 5-point scale, where a 5 was excellent, along 5 different criteria. And those were artistic merit, and that had to do with technical skill and how well you all used the medium that you chose to express what you wanted to in the work. Originality and creativity, so we asked them to think about, did this work surprise you? Was it an original use of the materials or of design and so forth? And then just the overall impression of the work. How did it strike you as a whole? How did it sort of speak for itself? And then I'm going to forget one, so I'm going to look at my cheat sheet. Probably the most important one, the expression of the theme, Stronger Together, Art for Democracy. And there were so many different wonderful interpretations of that, of the values that we treasure in democracy, of the freedoms we have to speak, to assemble, to make our own choices, and the value we place on the process and the importance of community and the importance of the common good. And then finally, the impact. We asked the jurors to look at what was the impact of this work on you? Did it stick with you? Did it make you think? Did it urge you to action? So when they had all done all of that, we took all the scores, the ratings that they gave, and we came out with an aggregate score for each artwork. And we had a tie for second place. And so we went back to the jurors and said, if you had to pick between these 2 works, which one would you pick? Again, there was a tie. So we decided, we did a little research on what's common practice, and we decided that we would give 2 second place prizes, and that that would be in lieu of someone being in 3rd place. But we also had a tie for 3rd place. And we awarded an honorable mention to those 2 people, but we felt it just was only fair to provide a monetary award to them too, so we have done that. And now I'm going to turn it back to Lynda to give the first of the awards.
So this is what we've all been waiting for. We're going to start with the youth entries, and unfortunately, some of them are babysitting today, and some of them are sick. So, but we're going to go ahead. Larry, do you want to put up the? There we go. So here we are. We're going to start with the honorable mention. This is from our youngest entry, Ada Kogler. How do you say it? Kagler. Sorry, I should have asked you earlier. Sorry. And this one is entitled Freedom of the Fly. And this has incredible imagery of birds flying, flying for freedom. And I strongly recommend that when you go down, you read the artist's description, because you will appreciate the wisdom of a 6-year-old. So Ada's going to come by later, we heard, because she's not feeling too well. Then our second honorable mention goes to Lydia Scherer for Ephemeral. She is an 18-year-old, and she represents a powerful message of our missed opportunities seen through the eyes of a young person. And again, please, if you get a chance, you need to read these descriptions. They're so insightful. Third place, Lydia is not here, she's the one babysitting, is for Resurgence. She had 2 entries. And this one really represents a deep appreciation for the people who are defending our rights and promoting the common good. Now I think we're going to have some folks here. Second place is for 8-year-old Avika Samantha. You want to come up? You just run up the stairs. Here's your prize. What I want to say about that, your piece has just been wonderful. You show real artistic promise, and your work really reflects the shared values of unity, inclusion, and diversity. Did a beautiful job. Thank you. Now, for first place is 11-year-old Aishan Praveen for Every Vote Counts, just like every piece matters. For you. Now, this work really displays wonderful artistic talent and creativity, plus a deep understanding of our shared values. Great job. Thank you.
And now for the prizes, the awards for the adult participants in the competition. And I too will start off with one of the honorable mentions. And this one goes to Carol Berman. Carol, are you here tonight? Wonderful. Could you come up? And Carol won for her work, her painting, The Fight for Democracy, which has, I think, just this wonderful use of color to depict what we're fighting against, but also hope and energy and the importance of activism and the importance of people who are out there working to reclaim our democracy. So thank you so much, Carol. The next honorable mention goes to Lindsay Tochis. Is that how you say it? Tochis. And Lindsay wins for her work, Make Do and, crossed out, and you'll have to ask her about that if you talk to her, Make Do and Mend. And it's just this extraordinary work of fiber art that everything, every little piece in it has a reason for being there and a meaning, and then it's formed into this just beautiful, comprehensive whole. So thank you so much, Lindsay. The next award, one of the 2 second-place awards, goes to Caradwin. Caradwin, can you come up? And Caradwin's piece is a collage, and it's called Where Do We Agree? Meet Me There. And when I first saw it, when it came in, I just thought, man, that is the theme right there. She's expressed that so beautifully, but she's expressed it not only with the words, but with the design of her collage and the way she used the materials. So thank you so much. The other second place award goes to Julie Philibert. Julie, are you here? Yeah, I guess not tonight. She won for her work, The New Dawn Blooms. And I think if you look at it carefully, you'll recognize who is in it. And if you read her artist statement, you'll see why she was inspired to create this work. It's a mixed media work, and just really captures, I think, again, with the colors, with the design, with who she chose, it really captures the theme of this exhibition. Okay. So thank you, Julie, wherever you are. And finally, the first place award goes to Thea Shapiro for her, it's a digital print. Thea. and it's the title of it expresses what's in it as well. Protect your neighbor. We only have each other. And she has used words and lettering and photography and the design in a way that captures that importance of community, the importance of neighbors standing up for one another, the importance of mutual aid or care, as we have come to call it. And again, I think beautiful expression of the theme. Thank you, Thea. Yeah. And let's just have another round of applause for all the artists. Yeah. Yeah. And now we're going to invite you to the reception downstairs, where you can view all of the art. And there on the tables and also on each label for each piece of art is a QR code that will take you to the artist's statements, and I really encourage you to read them. And I will just say the museum professional in me feels called to mention, don't touch the art. The general rule is to stay about a foot away from it. So you're going to want to point to things, but don't touch it. And the reason is that as clean as your hands may be, the oil in them can get on the art. If a lot of people do that, over time it can deteriorate. So I will just ask that favor of you. And there are wonderful things to eat and beautiful art to see downstairs. So please, if you go out that door, there will be people there to help you find your way. Thank you.